Hey all, welcome to Parker's Reefs. On today's episode, we're going to check out Theo's impeccable Cade 1800 Peninsula. Alright, thank you for joining me on yet another episode of Parker's Reefs, and as touched on in the intro, today we are doing another tank tour, my favourite part of this channel. Theo was more than kind enough to say, hey Sam, why don't you come over and check out my brand new Cade 1800 Peninsula. And if you recall, it was not that long ago we were there checking out his absolutely jam-packed waterbox 4-foot tank. Now, at the end of that video, he did tease that an upgrade was coming. Well, this is the upgrade, and I gotta tell you, buckle yourself in. This tank is absolutely worth the time to get yourself a drink, a comfortable seat, sit down and enjoy every single minute of this tank tour, because Theo has done a ridiculously good job and I know you're gonna love every second of it. So without any further ado, let's roll the footage of Theo's beautiful Cade 1800 Peninsula. All right, Theo, we're back. I'm here, and last time I was here was not that long ago, and we were having a look at an absolutely jam-packed 4-foot waterbox tank. And towards the end of that video, you hinted that you were planning an upgrade. This is the upgrade, man. How long has it been? This tank looks incredible.
Yeah, hi Sam, hello again.
Hey,
yeah, here we are filming the upgrade. This tank came alive on the 26th of Jan this year.
Yeah, right.
So it's just under 6 months.
Wow. 5 to 6 months, and you've got a pumping system here. Firstly, how did you make that happen?
To be honest, with your help at the start, thank you, Sam.
Oh, mate, I take no credit on this system whatsoever.
Yeah, apart from that, I don't know, dedication, persistent, and you know, it's a passion what you love, so you're gonna give it all what you have and what you got, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah.
So, all right, tell us, I mean, this is obviously a Cade system. What sort of size, a Cade Peninsula, what size are we looking at?
Okay. It's 1800
Yes.
by 800 by 7.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It looks even bigger, because I noticed you've even got the extra Cade caddy on the end here to store some goods in, and with the Peninsula, it kind of almost gives you a nice little viewing spot there, and gives the tank even more presence.
Yeah, yes, you're right, Sam. For me, it was more about the appearance, the look.
Okay.
That's why I bought it. But then now that I bought it, it was a good choice, because I can put all the fish food and all the accessories in there, get it all out of the way, so it looks nice and neat. And because without that caddy on the end there, it just looks like, you know, a rectangular tank sitting there. Just like, to me, it kind of like, it looked out of place. I wanted to make it look like as part of the furniture.
It looks a bit more built in with the extra space here, doesn't it? It looks like this island bench was already here, and you just put this beautiful piece of living art on top of it. And man, it's turned out well. So, all right, so we've got a 5 to 6 month old Cade Peninsula 1800, stunning system. I'm still absolutely flabbergasted that this is how old that system is. You've obviously moved some fish and some coral across from the other system, which we'll get into soon.
Yeah.
I think we should probably kick things off with infrastructure, because peninsulas are often a challenge on their own. And when you've got them as neat, as like museum spec of finish like this, not to mention how dead silent it is, I want to go through all of the equipment you have to make sure that we don't miss any of the steps there, because I guarantee there is no shortage of people out there that want to emulate a system half as good as this, if they could, let alone any better. So maybe starting at the top of the tank, what sort of lights have you got on this system?
Okay, so X4s.
Yes.
Times 4 of them.
Okay, yep.
And then I've got the Vitaminis, they call, for the blue lights.
Nice. So the Illumagic X4s.
That's it, yes, that's the proper name. So if you noticed from the waterbox tank, I had 2 of these.
Yes.
Maybe 3, I think, in the old tank. So I bought a couple more to give it more light, obviously.
Yeah. Gone from the 4 foot to the 6 foot,
yeah,
so some extra
so,
light, and then
that's a light, and I'm pretty happy with it. The first time, again, you know, like carried over from the water box to here.
Yes.
It's still new to me, the product, but I'm pretty happy with it. So
yeah,
you know, the lights, it gives up, but Look, the only thing that I haven't really done is to measure the pars yet.
Okay.
So, you know, then I can... But
You can
when I
sort of
get
dial them
there...
in if need be.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I got to say, again, we talked about peninsulas being a challenge. They definitely, even with lighting, they are a challenge for a couple of reasons. One, you want to try and keep this clean look of this open end, which you've done really nicely with this cantilevered sort of style
Yeah.
light frame there, with it mounting on one end and then just being supported by a very fine cable here just to keep it all sort of hanging off the end there. But also, you've got to get light realistically on both sides of a rockscape, where typically, you know, with your traditional tank, you sort of, I know it's real old school style to stack rocks against the back wall, but I mean, even when we're not doing that old school method, we still kind of do end up with a bit of a front of the rock and top of the rock, and what's behind the rock we sort of don't care about.
Yeah.
With a Peninsula, you got to get light on all sides there,
That's
and
right.
it looks like you've been able to do that really, really well.
Well, you know, I'm just trying to balance on both sides, because the tank being here, the purpose of being here is pretty much to, you know, as you can see, it's a small living area, but I just want to divide the dining area from the living area, and I can view from both sides, whether I'm sitting on the couch or having dinner on my dinner table.
It is the absolute beauty
of
a Peninsula when you can look through it like that. Look how crystal clear that is through there. Your nice fireplace over there, TV, the lounge, and that's all the view from the dining table here. Like, you can sit here and have dinner, or conversely, you can be seated over in the lounge over there and look through the tank. It's just a stunning location, and realistically perfect placement for a Peninsula. Really does the job nicely.
Yeah.
So you've got the Illumagic Vitaminis on there, giving the extra pop, and also just giving a little bit of, you can see by these arms that you've got coming off the central there, just gets them out a little bit wider, just to help with that, getting the light on both sides of the scape, which has worked out really, really well.
See, originally I was going to ceiling mount on both ends, but because there's a lot of cords and cables or power cables from the light, so I thought by leaving that it was a good thing. Then that way all the power cords is kind of hidden, so it's less cord that you can see.
Definitely.
And
clean as
this end here, that's the only single cord, but you know, sometimes you got to do. And,
there's got to be cord sometime, and that's still a very neat way. I mean, this is barely visible, this little cord, and it keeps. Not only you got all your light cables going down there, you've got the 4x4s, you've got the 2 Vitaminis, and then you've also got the Gaia on there as well, which does bring us to the next question, flow for a tank, because Peninsulas can be a challenge with flow.
Well, I honestly can't say it can be a challenge or it's easy. This is the first Peninsula tank, you know, that I've ever had.
Yes.
And I'm still kind of experiencing and playing around with it. So at the moment, so far, where everything is at, it seems to be working.
Yes.
And the flow, so there's, you know, I've got the MP40s blasting down the bottom of the tank.
Yes, yes.
And the AI Nero 7 going from the top.
Yep.
So it's kind of creating that circular motion for me.
Sure. Yeah,
so and then hopefully everything just gets blown down the
back up to the weir end.
Yep.
So you got the obviously being Peninsula, you got the singular weir end at this end. You got the return pumps coming out at that end. You've then got, because you do have that nice little weir space there, you've been able to tuck the 2 Nero 7s in either side of that weir.
Make it look neat.
Yeah, keep it all neat. I know it's a big consideration for you with this tank, and I mean it absolutely shows. And then at the Peninsula end, which is realistically where a lot of people struggle. I mean, it's easy enough to chuck wave makers on the weir end where you've got that blacked out section and a bit of room to work with, but this is where the flow often struggles on the Peninsula, and you've got that really neatly done with these MP40s just pushing down the side of the scape there, so they're not really hitting the rock and getting turbulence there, they're keeping the water column moving.
Yep.
And you've got, this is the AI Orbit 4?
Yes, Orbit 4.
Yep, and that's real. I mean, I feel like Gaias were designed for Peninsulas, the way that they keep that flow moving so far.
That's right.
And you can see the surface agitation you got there is kind of unbelievable for the complete silent nature from this tank. There's so much water turbulence there, and you cannot hear a little drip or a little gurgle or anything. It's dead silent. Very impressive. You must have tweaked around with that placement and that power. Quite a lot.
No, just plug and play pretty much.
Sure.
Look, to be honest, we start with this top one here. That's running at 75%.
Okay.
The 2 MP40s, it's only running at 35.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's still getting the flow all the way to
Nice.
the other end.
Yes.
I can look. I'm going to add more flow if need be once all the the corals, if
Yes.
eventually
When
when
the
they do
acro's
grow
start
out,
to grow out a bit. Yeah,
So when that time comes, I'll look into it then. But at the moment, with what it's in here at the moment, it seems to be working fine.
Oh, it's
I'm happy
perfect.
with it. So
yeah, you don't have sand blowing around by the looks. It's
No.
nice and stable there. It's a good size of sand. It's not too chunky, but it's not light that it's getting blown around. You can see by the flow on these torches here, they're getting plenty of flow. SBS polyps are out. I'd say you've dialed that flow in pretty well. And yeah, to do that on a 6 foot long peninsula is no easy feat. So don't discount the work you've put in there. That's a challenge that most people really put at the peak of the challenge with peninsula tanks. So it's been done very, very well.
thank you, Sam.
Now, continuing on with equipment before we get on to the incredible livestock in here, because there's lots to talk about there. What have we got running in the Cade cabinet and sump down there? You got some equipment in there?
In the engine bay?
Yeah, show us.
sure. Okay, so this first door here is where, as you can see, all your power switches for on and off to turn all the other accessories
All the
on and
equipment,
off.
yeah,
all the
utilising
equipment.
that really nice Cade power centre, and I do love you've gone to the detail of putting labels on every single one of the switches there, so you know what you're switching on and off. You've got all these controllers mounted really neatly. Can't see a cable, all hidden in behind that nice little wall they've got there.
Yeah.
I know you spent some time making sure that was all perfect, and I tell you what, it's worth its weight in gold because it turns out really, really nice.
Yeah, well, funny you said that. Look, I reckon best value for money is this Reef factory temperature controller.
Yep.
So, well, because the tank, it's only been just under 6 months. We haven't reached summer yet.
Yes.
But I was thinking, I'll wait and see, because now that it's gone through winter now, so the temperature is like consistent at between 25.5 and 25.9.
Okay.
So it never gets past 26.
Perfect.
So, and then when summer does come, if I do need a chiller, if it's going to throw the temperature out of whack, if I need a chiller, then I'll look into getting a chiller for it.
Yep.
But at this point of time, it's like, can't complain.
Nicely.
It's like the temperature just keeps it at that range.
Perfect.
How I've set it.
Excellent.
And then in these two doors here,
Ooh, look at this, super neat.
and the third door there.
Look at that.
Okay, again, it's pretty simple. I like to be simple because I believe, my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, the more gadgets, the more it could go wrong. So
Definitely.
And plus I do have time, so I'd like to spend, some time with the tank, get hands-on with it, and then if something does go wrong, there's not much to look into.
Yep.
When, all I need is just the basic stuff that's going to...
Clean workspace.
Yeah.
Yep.
Roller mat, skimmer, CO2 reactor. Sorry, CO2 reactor is over there, and carbon reactors here.
Yeah, perfect. Neat
Okay,
as that. So the water comes in via the standard plumbing, comes in through the Red Sea roller mat, and you can see the roll there doing nice work. You've got a nice little aquaforest media reactor there plumbed in off the Cade manifold that comes with these tanks. So it's super easy to control the flow and adjust and everything there. So
easy as.
You've got some carbon in there. Is there any GFO or like phosphate media? Or just carbon?
No, just carbon. Just straight carbon,
yep.
yeah. That's why the clarity of my water is so clear, because
perfect.
of that.
Yeah.
So
very nice. And then you go on to the great white skimmer. That'd be a GW7, is it?
yes, the biggest one you can get.
Biggest one you can get, yeah. And you can see it is very silently just churning away there. Really nice skimmate happening in there. And that is connected onto a Aquaforest CO2 scrubber there, just to make sure that you're keeping the pH as high as you possibly can. You've got the Red Sea ATO in the built-in section for the Cade sump there, making sure that's all maintained. And then I can even see you've got over on the other side there
Refugium setup.
Yeah, really nice.
Just got it set up and going like in the last 5-6 weeks.
Yes, okay.
So yeah,
Just to AI blade Refugium light in there. Also noticed a nice little extra pump you got in there.
Yeah,
down on the base there, just to keep the keto moving around.
Turning around. And of course I got two 300 watt E-Home
Yep.
Yeah, heaters down there.
Nice,
So two times 300.
Yes.
So, you know, instead of having one big one, if that blows, then what are the chances 2 heaters were going at once and then, you know, kill my fish and whatnot.
It's more likely to hold the temperature, or at least have a slower decline.
That's right. And you're not using the power to its max. So then plus I've got a spare heater in that end cabinet there, just in case.
And you've got the Reef factory heater controller there, keeping that under control. So if it gets too low or something goes wrong there, it's going to shoot you a push notification, and you'll be able to come and find out which heater's playing up and switch it out and back in business.
That's it, yeah.
A nice, clean, simple, not over the top system.
No.
And you were saying before I turned the video on that you didn't get a chance to clean the sump, and I laughed because
No, I didn't.
You've got to be kidding me. Have a look at that sump. You can barely see where the water ends. It's so clean down there. Absolutely. I joked I was going to eat dinner out of that sump. It's that clean.
In all fairness, it's still fairly new. It's only been 5 months. Yeah?
This is true.
So if you're going to compare my 5 months old tank or nearly 6 months old tank to a 6 year old tank, it's going to be a huge difference. So,
this is true.
Yeah, but,
however, the
that's why it's still clean.
in the tank itself is deceiving, because it doesn't look like a 5-month-old tank in there. And maybe that's what we move on to now. We talk about some of the livestock you've got, because man, there's lots to cover in there. You've got so many fish and coral in there, and I want to make sure that we do them justice and give them all their chance to shine. Sure,
Sam. What would you like me to start with, the corals or the fish?
You tell me.
All right, let's start with the fishing.
All right.
Like last time. So
great.
With all the fishes I have in this tank at the moment, currently I'm sitting at about 22 odd fishes.
Okay.
Unfortunately I did had a couple of fishes died on me.
Sure.
Due to had a little small outbreak of white spot.
Okay.
Caused by one of the hippo, or known as the blue tang.
Yes.
And the whole fish just got sick, and couldn't save it. I had 2 Palace Angel that died, and the what's it called, the red.
Oh, the
flame hawk fish. No, not flame hawk. Flaming angel. Sorry, pardon me. Yeah, that died. I couldn't save it, so.
Yeah, right. It affected the angels.
Yeah, so at that time, when the fish, I can see all the fish that got sick, and I was just about to throw in the towel and give up, but then I said, nah, let's keep on pushing, and went down to the local pet store. Told them the issue, spoke to Dave at Deer Park Aquarium, and he suggested or recommended to try and add hydrogen peroxide.
Yes.
And that's what I did, and now they all become good. So
fantastic. Yeah.
Did a bit of treatment.
Good opportunity before we jump into what fish you do have. You've got some, obviously, like a tank like this doesn't happen overnight. Although, granted, it's been 5 months, pretty close to overnight. You must have had some help for some local fish shops. Any particular shops you want to give a shout out to?
Thank you, Sam. Yes, I'd like to make a shout out to the 3 local fish stores that I go to.
Yes.
In no particular order, I'd like to say thank you so much to Dave and Blake at Deer Park Aquarium.
Yep.
Jack over at Williamstown Aquarium.
Nice.
And last but not least will be Ken and Jack at Apex Aquatic.
Yeah,
so thank you boys so much for your knowledge and your products to get a fish tank looking like this. So thank you, keep up the good work.
Now. They've done well. 3 fantastic shops here in Melbourne, and some really great staff working at all of them. So you've definitely partnered up with some great shops. So you had some trouble with some hippos, and I mean, you've got 3 blue tangs in there. So, I mean, any one of those can be a challenge. You've got 3 in there, so it was probably always going to definitely push the boundaries a little bit with some of the things like white spot and some of the other sort of diseases they're renowned with.
Having the UV sterilizer, probably helps a lot too.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it doesn't fix the problem overnight, but it, having that set up in the tank on the other side does. I believe that did save most of my fishes.
Yeah, definitely stops it from getting to full
way out of
levels.
control. Yeah, definitely.
And then the hydrogen peroxide should just help it stop settling on the fish skin a little bit and just give them a chance to get over it before it gets hold of them.
Yeah, but I am thinking of getting something bigger in the UV sterilizer. At the moment, I'm still using the Aqua Twist, the
Yes.
57 watt.
Yeah, 57 watt. Yep.
I find this UV sterilizer was suitable for my 4-foot water box.
Sure.
But I'm thinking of upgrading to a Peninsula and get something a bit bigger. So has a high volume of water.
We'll have to make some space in there. I know we got that.
I already got in mind. Spoke to Dave about it. So
good.
yeah, we
That
know
Aqua
where we're going
Twist
to put
I
it.
helped install, and we got it tucked away nice and neatly over in the cabinet over there. The Pentair is going to be a little bit bigger than that.
So what I'm trying to say is, if I believe I need the equipment to add on to the tank, if I do think I need it, it's going to help the fish in the coral, I will add it. But going to a full automated system setup, it's not for me.
No, fair enough.
If a lot of people who's into gadgets like yourself, maybe I mean, I wish you guys all best, but it's it's good.
No, you got to know. You got to know what's your strengths, what your weaknesses are, what you like in the hobby, and what you don't like in the hobby. And
look, eventually, I might head down that road, but because as I said, I'm still fairly new into this hobby. It's only been 2 years or less, so I'm still learning. And for me to jump into something like with full automatic setup and all that, it's just too much to take.
It's just another learning curve.
Yeah,
on top of
it's
a learning curve.
too much information to take on board. So start with the basic, and then you can always work your way up.
Yeah, particularly when the basics give you results like this. So. Coming back to the fish that you do have in the system, because there's plenty here we've got to cover, and there's some stunners in there. We've talked about the 3 blue tangs, and
3 hippos. I got
one of those you've had for quite some time, yeah?
Yeah, the biggest one out of the 3. Those 2 are the 2 new edition.
Okay.
This one here broke up with the white spot. He was the first one, I think.
You can tell them apart. I love it.
So that one there he's just under 2 years old when I first set up my water box, 4-foot water box. So brought him over. So I mean, they seem pretty happy. They're not fighting or being aggressive towards each other.
Really peacefully, and that's quite a surprise, to be honest. Normally, with this many tangs in a tank, you're going to see a bit of bickering, but these guys are all happy as Larry.
I think because they got enough room to swim around, swim through. Rocks and cave works and whatnot. So they got plenty of space to hide and whatnot. So that probably helps as well.
Definitely does. So 3 blue tangs. Next thing I can see is you got 2 yellow tangs.
Yeah, I call
them enough.
I call them B1, B2 because they're yellow. Banana 1, banana 2.
They're looking beautiful and healthy. Now I hear you went to a bit of a journey with some of these yellow tangs.
I was hoping you wouldn't brought that up, but anyway, cut a long story short, I was in desperate search or wanting to have a yellow tang in my tank. So I spoke to Ken over at Apex Aquatic. They promised me they're going to try and get me one.
Yes.
They did came through. But the question was when they can get it in for me. So I wasn't sure how long it was going to take them to find one or source one out. So I was going to go to Sydney with my partner, with my wife, just for a quick, a little getaway. So I did a little bit of homework to see if there was any yellow tang available in Sydney. Nothing online, nothing available. When we were up in Sydney, we happened to walk into a small local fish store, out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
And he had a yellow tang as a pet.
Beautiful.
So I got excited, and straight up, I approached the guy and I said, look, I'll give you $1,400.
Nice.
One price only. Take it or leave it. He goes, oh no, I don't want to sell it. He's my beloved pet. I've had him for 2 years. So I said, all right, I'm leaving. Last chance, $1,400. Take it or leave it. Anyway, I convinced him, and then the big issue was I didn't know. All I did was jumping on Google. I thought, I was allowed to bring the fish home as a carry-on.
Sure.
On Google, it said, as long as it's in a foam box, it's secured, no leaks, no water leaks, and that it should be fine. But then when I got to the airport, I was only told by Virgin that can't carry.
Can't take it on board.
On board.
Which I mean is bizarre because the time frame we're talking here is when I think Virgin in particular were letting people take dogs on board.
Yeah.
You could take a dog on the plane, but not a fish.
Corals you can take, apparently.
Yes, corals you definitely can.
But fish, no. I had to find out the hard way. So I thought our plane was due to depart from Sydney to come back to Melbourne. I only had 7 minutes left.
Yes.
to try and organise get this fish. And at that time, it was already after hours, so I can't run down to the Virgin Cargo to have it.
To ship it back.
Ship it back to Melbourne. So I was stressing out. I was nearly in tears. I was nearly crying, and I was thinking, oh shit, you know, not only $1,400 worth of fish, the poor thing's going to die. Where's it going to go? So luckily, my little niece, she only lived 5 minutes away.
Perfect.
So she was happy to come down and grab the fish. So that was one relief.
Yes.
And then secondly, she doesn't know anything about fish.
Sure.
She doesn't have a fish tank.
No, she's
so
not a
if she does,
reef keeper.
if she does come and get it, what's she going to do with it? What's next? So
buys you a couple of hours at best.
So I called the gentleman who I bought the fish of.
Yes.
He was such a nice man. He was so nice. He came the next morning, offered to come and pick up the fish, take it back to his tank, put him in there, and he said, we'll leave him here to settle because he's probably going through a lot of stress, whatnot. So give it a 5-7 days, and then I'll ship it straight out to you back in Melbourne.
Beautiful.
And that's what he did. And then on top of that, when he arrived at Virgin Cargo, I went to pick him up. He was already on his side. He was like breathing so fast. And if I could give it mouth to mouth, I would have done it. Like,
the things we do.
Oh my God, this fish is, and anyway, rush back home.
Yes.
Set up a TTM tank, chuck a heater, turn on, trying to get the temperature on. But in the meanwhile, while that was happening, I had the fish bag in the sump, so to keep the temperature, trying to stabilize the temperature. And then while my second tank was getting set up to heat up to get to the right temperature, I put him in, chucked the air stone near his gill, and then like 5-10 minutes later, he started breathing normally. Slow. It wasn't so fast.
Pretty quick recovery,
And then I had him in my hand with the air stone next to its gill or mouth. And then after that, it just came back to life.
Spent all that talk of mouth to mouth. He's just like, no, I'm right. It's all good. Don't worry, Theo.
That's why I said, no, I'm not going to die. I don't want you to give me mouth to mouth. So I'm going to live.
And here he is now.
Yes, here he is now.
Beautiful specimen of a fish.
Fat and healthy.
It looks a treat. Got beautiful colour. He seems just grazing away there. Looks a picture of health. So you've done well getting him there. He went through a bit of a journey, as did yourself.
He did. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned then that you do some quarantining of some of these fish.
On all the fish I did.
All the fish, yep. What sort of process do you follow there?
Just a standard basic tank transfer method.
Sure. Treats you well?
Yeah.
It's a trick. I mean, you've got no shortage of tanks in here, and they seem to be doing. I know you had some challenges there with a blue tang, a hippo, bringing some stuff in, but overall, it seems to be going pretty well.
Apart from the little breakout, again, I was under a lot of stress that I thought I was going to lose all my pet fishes again, and so they luckily for me, touch wood, like it came good. So all the fishes you can see now, they all look pretty healthy and fat, and there's no sign of white spot or anything. Hopefully, it's all under control, sort of.
Great opportunity too. Some of these fish to quarantine them together too, so they get used to each other before they come into the tank. So before they establish territory and dominance, they get to know each other a little bit first. Probably helps. I don't know. I mean,
look, it did.
Fish psychologist, but I would imagine it'd help.
It did, to an extent, to a point. Like as I mentioned to you before, Sam. Like I had the purple tang, the 2 yellow tang, my gem tang, and the Scopus tang quarantined in the same bucket for nearly 14 days.
Yes.
Okay, and then when the quarantine cycle finished, transfer them over to this main tank. 6 weeks later, the purple tank started attacking my gem tank, and then followed by the 2 yellow tank. Thought, I'll join in too. So I had the whole 3 fish ganging up on my gem tank, and luckily I was able to get him out in time, and took it back to Jack at Williamstown.
Was able to rename him.
Unfortunately, I had to, he was one of my favourite fish as well.
Yes. Yep.
But I had a choice, either get rid of the purple tang or the gem tang. But I have a soft spot for my purple tang because of one reason. When I bought him, I got him really cheap because he was kind of like touch and go.
Okay.
He was badly damaged. He was sick.
Yep.
And yeah.
So you've been through the hard road.
Yeah.
You want to see him through till his old age.
That's right. So now he's fat as, and the colour on him is just so nice.
He looks fantastic. Yeah. And he swims around with these yellows. Looks a treat, just to give you that real contrast between the two. So we've got the blue tangs. Yeah. We've got the 2 yellows. We've talked about the purple. What about this big chunky guy up here?
Yeah, that's a convict. Yeah, he did a time. He did a bit of time for stealing other people's food. So I'm assuming that's why he got the name convict.
Still got the stripes on, but he's a fantastic looking fish.
He's nice and fat.
Size and there is something about a white fish, predominantly a white fish, in amongst this sea of colour here that just really pops.
Yeah, it does. It sure does. It's just, I like to have a bit of colour variation in the tank, just to, make it look nice instead of having all blue fish or all yellow fish and whatnot.
Gives a nice little bit of contrast.
Yeah.
There's another tang in here, I believe. There's the lipstick over there. Yeah, yep.
So the only 3 fish I've got at the moment came from my old tank out of the water box will be that blonde naso lipstick, the purple tang, and the blue tang.
Yes, okay, yep.
Yeah, the rest of them are pretty much new additions. Yeah, some of them I sold, some of them I gave away.
Yep.
So, and the gem tang I had no option. I had to give it away. So because
there's a lot of Zebrasoma. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Genus of tangs in there, from the purple, the yellow, the gem. All the same shape of tang. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Every fish is individual, so unfortunately, it's probably not unusual for a purple to get a bit dominant. Yeah, but it is funny.
They're known for that.
You now find that the 2 yellows keep him in line. There's sort of safety in numbers, I guess.
Yeah. So B1, B2 is keeping the purple one in line. So if he gets out of line, they both start chasing him. But the funny thing is, with the 2 yellow tangs, when they get bored, one of them swims up to the other and provokes him for him to chase him. It's kind of like a cat and mouse game.
Yeah, right,
I've been sitting here watching him, and then when the one that provokes the other to chase him, when he catches him, he just freezes, and then the other one just swims off away. So as you can see now, it's
giving just a little flex. Just if I wanted to, I could.
None of them backs down.
No, they're just like siblings. Just sizing each other up.
Yeah.
No, nice.
But as you can see, there's no fin damage. They're not actually attacking or biting each other and whatnot.
They're just there.
I mean, I'll probably be bored too if I was locked in a 6-foot tank, being a fish. So I've got to...
You've got to find some entertainment.
Yes, yeah.
Now, that's a nice list of tangs so far, but you've got more than tangs in there. You've got some other stunning fish in here.
Yeah, because, look, I've only got room to save for 2 more fish.
Sure.
Okay, which will be the Achille tang, and I would like to get another Flame Angel tang to replace the one that passed away. And that's pretty much it. Otherwise it'll be too many fishes in there. So apart from that, that's all the tangs.
That's all the tangs. What have we got outside of the tangs? I noticed we've got some nice angels here. Nice pair of
zebra angels.
Yeah, beautiful. I always forget which one the male and female is.
That's the female. The male is always the prettier looking one.
So the male's got the stripes, which get the zebra name.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the female gets the zebra name. I guess she just inherits it. That's probably the male-female, is that she inherits his name.
Yeah, she looks like a blonde chick.
She does have that sort of hint of yellow on top.
On top.
Definitely. And then I did notice, there's more fish on this side we talk about. You've got a pair of clowns up here.
Maroon clowns.
I love these two. They look like they're in like level 1 of an apartment building and level 2 of the apartment building. They're almost directly on top of each other there, just in their own nems.
Look, with these 2 fish, they're quite funny. During the day, she's the boss, so she kicks him out, he goes down there. But then at night time, he crawls back up there and he sleeps with her up there. So I'm just in there watching, it's just,
just a old married bickering couple. Classic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Classic. You got a nice little harem of some antheas down in here too.
Yeah, there's 2 Despar antheas. Despar?
Despar, yep. You can treat them there.
I got 2, I call them yellow belly damsels.
Okay.
There's one over there on that side there.
I did see, the blue, with the yellow there, he goes just through there. They'll come through over this side in a second, but I'll get some footage of them. I did notice, and he hangs around over on the other side of the set, which is a good segue for me to just mosey on over here, and because we do have so much to enjoy of a Peninsula system, so many things to see. You can see this gorgeous Bourbonius Anthea here, big, colourful looking guy, looks fantastic. Stunning fish. Have you had him for long?
About a week.
Yeah, right, okay, his new addition. He looks fantastic, really, really nice fish there. The nice chorus wrasse down there too.
Chorus wrasse, the colour, the blue, neon blue or electric blue, whatever you call it, it just pops so
really
much.
Pops. Looks a treat.
Yeah, they do get fairly big though, apparently, don't they?
They can get pretty big, yep. You see he's constantly sort of grazing away there, looking for little things to nibble on.
Yeah, he's quite funny. He's the first one to go to bed, and he's the first one out swimming around.
Yeah. Wrasse tend to do that. They go to bed fairly early, but then they're up and about. There must be early morning people.
Usually, like he's already in the sand bed somewhere. I don't see him now.
Yeah.
It's already like what time is it now? It's almost like it's usually his bedtime already.
There he already looking for a spot. Yeah. He's trying to find a spot to call it a day. Well, that's a really nice line of fish up. Nice lineup of fish. Yeah. And by the time you add a flame angel in there and a Achilles, that's going to be,
that's pretty much it.
It's going to be pretty stunning.
Chock block. And then I got the 2 coral banded shrimps that came over from the old tank.
Yeah, nice.
They usually hang around down the back end.
Yep, okay.
And the cleaner shrimp as well.
Yep, nice.
And a cleaner wrasse.
I did see the cleaner wrasse. There he goes, just there. Yep. He'll have no shortage of tangs to nibble on, so he's got plenty happening there. There's one of those yellow belly damsels there.
I don't know what's the proper name for them. I just call them yellow belly because they got the yellow one.
Feeling the Talbot. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. But they're a nice looking damsel nonetheless. You don't see any sort of aggression from them to the other fish?
No. If anything, he's scared of all of the other fishes.
Yeah, okay.
He's not. He's just swimming around, minding his own business.
No, it looks a treat. Well, that now leads us to corals, because this system's only running for 5 months, and you've got a few corals in there for you. Take us through. Jump in there.
Yeah, I'll jump in here.
Yeah. Take us through some of these corals. We'll go work on this side first, and then
start from this end or start from this end?
Start from that end, and then we'll work our way around all 3 sides of this beautiful tank.
Okay, we'll quickly go through them. This was just only put in today about lunchtime. Went down to Dave, and because it looked pretty empty there.
You popped into the shop and you're like, "You're coming to film tonight. I've got a spot in the tank that I don't
pretty much,
look at.
I'm not gonna lie.
I need a coral to fill this.
No, to be honest,
the weir would have been fine there, but I got to say the leather looks great as well.
Wait till you see we saw the other side with the BTA, the bubble tips, right? And I've been like trying to find something that's going to suit on this side to give it the balance.
Keep that symmetry.
Yeah. So I went down today, found that, and I said, perfect, that will do. So as you can see, it's looking good and healthy.
Looks great. Yeah, it's stretching out nicely.
Full extent as well.
You come up, you've got really nice red and green Monty cap up the top there.
Yep. So they've been in there as long as the tank has been here, so from the get-go, it has almost double in size.
Yeah, they do grow quick.
It's grown at least both, whether the red or the green one, it's grown over an inch already.
Nice.
Yeah, 1.5 to 2 inch, I would say.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I've got the sponge spiders.
Yeah.
Look at that one. It looks like a cherry blossom tree or something.
Really nice polyp extensions, which is meant to be the difficult part, but you had them growing quite well on the 4 foot as well. So
look, the 4 foot, I did try them. The first one that I got put in there was it didn't work. It died, and then I tried again the second time, and then it started showing their polyps. But then in this tank, as you can see, the one in the middle and the other side, the polyps they're stretching out. They look fantastic. Yeah, it looks really nice. Yeah, so success in this tank, I'm if I may say. But don't know, must be obviously the water condition. It's liking it compared to the old water box.
It's doing well, yeah. I got to say, this green pokey or stylo or bird's nest or whatever that SBS is there, that's bright.
Yeah, don't quote me. More than half the corals here, I don't even know the proper terminology or names.
You don't need to.
But that's one there, and the other one's there.
Oh, so, both bright. Look fantastic.
Yeah. Nice colour, nice green.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
Look a treat. Yeah. Some nice bright gonies in there, bright pink and green, and then you've got some wild pieces here.
Little garden bed of gonies. I mean, look, the corals in here, they're not overly expensive. Like again, because due to I'm still learning, so I don't really want to spend on high end quality. Okay, I got this. This was that Space Invader.
Oh yeah, Space Invader Pectinia.
So
Yep.
that's just to start, the tip of the iceberg, just to test the water, and then as I go on, as I gain more experience and more knowledge, and I probably would buy some of the high end top shelf
you got in here
stuff.
looks absolute treat. Just because it doesn't have a name doesn't mean it's not beautiful. The SBS you've got coming through here at such an early stage in this tank look fantastic. I really love that green pokey.
Yep.
I love the good polyp extension on this millie right here. It's got a really nice peach and green to it.
It was gold.
It was gold. Give it time. The potato chip that Blake calls it there, that little trio of potato chip there looks really cool. Nice way to break up some of the sticks.
I call them cabbage.
Cabbage, yeah, cabbage. Some people call them cabbage, lettuce, potato chip, but all the same sort of thing. This nice yellow through the centre here, it's got a really cool shape to it. I like the way it's growing out to the right as well as the main sort of bit off to the left. Green Slimer looks good. The purple pokey looks really nice too, particularly when you've got the green pokey.
Yeah, there's another one over there.
Yeah, you got over there. And then you got this green one with purple tips up the top there. It's got a real pride, real prominent position, and it looks an absolute treat up there.
That's the reason why it's up there, right smack bang in the middle, because it's probably one of my favourite piece or coral in this tank. It's just because the natural of the two-tone colour. It wasn't like it's been glued together to give you that two-tone or two-colour look.
Just its own
like you've
colours.
You've got the purple on top, and then you've got the green surrounded down the bottom. So
no, it looks an absolute treat.
It looks really nice.
Definitely. Then even the acans in here are fat and
there's
fluffy.
One there, and there's one up there. The pink one.
The stripe. That's really nice. That stripe one. Yeah. And you got some strawberry shortcake. You got some more nice yellow in there. You got some Favias, Duncans around the place.
Digis.
Got some Digis. Yeah, the Digis look to be doing good. Got some horn coral on the corner there. Something you see too often. Then what about this sea of hammers here? They look a treat.
Yeah, just a small garden of hammers. I can't fit anything. I can't fit any more than what I can squeeze in there. So I like to put more because there's so many different colour variation on the hammers that you can get on most of these corals, but you're only limited for space too. So
yeah, definitely, definitely. You've got a great collection of different coloured hammers in there, and they're all nice and fat and fluffy. Then you've got a couple of clams on the end of the tank.
Yeah, one on each side. Maxis. One smooth skin and one has a texture on it.
I think it's a really good way to utilise the Peninsula end where you don't want to build up height.
Yes.
So you can sit them down there, and they look an absolute treat down there, along with the Deshi, the different star polyps there.
Yeah.
Really nice way to just sort of taper that rockwork down and
so you can
give you that Peninsula end.
Straight up, yeah.
And then you've got this I'm standing in the kitchen now, you've got this view of this just incredible rockwork with corals littered all over it, all sorts of different types in there. Looks a treat.
I'm trying, Sam. I'm trying.
It looks pretty spectacular.
Like I asked you before, I'm far from being a professional. It's just,
None of us are professionals, mate. Anyone that tells you they are a professional was just feeling confident that day, because there's so much in this hobby we don't know. We're all guessing. Sometimes it's an educated guess, but realistically we're all guessing. And I'd say at this stage you're guessing pretty damn well.
Well, guessing is probably, I should make that as my middle name. That's what I've been doing pretty much.
Well, I reckon you're guessing well. 'Cause look at these frog spawns down here. This is not something you see in tanks all that often. A garden of frog spawns with this many varieties in there. Really, really nice. You've got this blue tip here. You've got the fairly sort of standard green tip there. Then you go toxic green tip. You've got two different shades of yellow from...
Well, that's supposed to be gold.
That's as yellow as they get, that one. Very, very gold.
And then you got the reverse.
You've got the reverse up there, and the big happy reverse. Look at it just like laying over the rockwork there. It looks a treat.
It's coming up the whole rock.
It's something that, like I said, you don't see frog spawn gardens very often. People always have hammer gardens, torch gardens, but frog spawn...
Oh, they're quite nice, actually. I reckon they're they're underrated.
Definitely. I think so. You've got a good example of the different varieties that are available there.
As you can see the movement on it, it just makes it look more lively, I guess. Yeah. But look, they're not overly expensive. It's not going to break your budget or piggy bank or empty.
Definitely not.
Yeah, but I don't know. Just looks nice.
They look an absolute treat.
some ricks there, bit of garden of ricks.
Really nice recordia in there. That's
Don't ask me what their names are.
no, I
I think
know
that's
myself.
Godzilla, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. All I know is it's a pretty looking rick. There's some more sticks over here that we didn't see from the other side, and they're looking great. Good polyp extension. This one up here I really like. That's got
a gold. Yeah.
That's got a really nice Pikachu colour to it. And then you get into your torch here, and you've got a lot of torch here. And a couple of them have just closed up, of course, when I bring the camera here. But
before they were all fully open.
they were a bit, but that's the way it goes. This one here on the bottom left, I really like that green and gold's got nice colour to it. You've got the solid gold over here, and nice. I think you called this one up here a pineapple.
Pineapple, and then you've got the banana.
Yeah.
On there.
All the fruit salads.
And that's the Hulk, is it?
Yep. Yeah, very nice. Looks a treat. This green acro up here has really got a nice hold in there, and it's got great polyp extension.
Yeah. It
Looking a treat.
Sure has. There's a little bit more of ricks.
Yeah, some really nice ricks. I like this
there as
gold
well.
one. Really nice contrast with the bright orangey reds above it there. And I tell you what, that's going to be one of the brightest green goblins I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just glowing there.
Quite, yeah. It looks like it's got what do you call it? Those neon lights shining to it to make it give it extra glow.
Yeah,
but
it should be a neon goblin instead of a green goblin.
No, even when the lights goes off, it's still like
luminesces.
It's still bright.
Nice. Stunning piece. Very, very nice. And then you've even got, with the BTAs, you've got some zoas and things down there.
Yeah, just started a bit of a small garden of zoas there.
Treat. Real true mixed reef when you've got things like leathers, sponges, bubble tips, zoas, through to morphs, green star polyps, clams, SBS, recordias. There's really not anything you're missing there. You've got the lot.
Oh, yeah, a lot, but not enough. But the thing is, like, sometimes I find it could be a bit tricky trying to have so many different and varieties of corals and trying to please or make different types of corals happy, because obviously some corals prefer higher calcium or magnesium, or
they're all collected from different areas of the reef, different areas of the world, even sometimes, or even like around Australia. The difference between a coral in Western Australia and Queensland is a long, long way.
Yeah,
anywhere else in the world that would be multiple countries. So it can be a challenge, but I tell you what, it's looking pretty good so far.
It's just trying to find that balance, and keep an eye on it. What's happy, what's not happy, and if something's not happy, I either try to move them around, or raise up my magnesium, or drop my alkalinity, or high phos or nitrate. So it's just those sort of things. Just got to, I just got to keep in mind that, that's the sort of thing sometimes you got to play around with, and just trying to.
Just make it all work.
Make it all work, yeah.
Does lead into the question, parameter-wise, is obviously still a fairly young system, but is there numbers that you sort of aim for, or the system naturally sort of tends to hover around?
Yeah, so what I like to keep my parameters is different to what my water test results. Like you said, because it's still fairly new, so trying to get that stable balance where I would like to have it at, it's a bit challenging at the moment. But with that being said, it's not all bad.
Okay.
My alkalinity got tested 3 days ago. I want it to be at somewhere between 8.5 and 9.
Sure.
But at the moment, it's come back at 10. So I've just reduced the dosing amount. pH is 8.2.
Nice.
Which I think that
scrubber's definitely helping.
Yeah, the scrubber is definitely helping, because when I had the water box, I didn't have the CO2 scrubber set up. It was always sitting roughly around about the 7.9, 7.8. So that's why I decided with this new tank, I decided to have the CO2 scrubber set up to it to try and keep it above 8 or 8.1 to 8.2.
Sure.
But at the moment, it's been consistent at 8.2.
Great.
So that's fine. Phos is at 1.
Point one?
0.1, yep.
0.1, yep.
Calcium is at 460.
Okay, yeah.
That's perfect. I want it to be, just above 450 to 500, but 460 is good enough for me. Magnesium's a bit low, because I think, me adding corals and also having the clams, and I think
definitely known to chew up a bit of magnesium.
So magnesium is a bit low. I'm trying to bring it up. I would like to be at about 1350 to 1380.
Yep,
At the moment, it's only sitting just under 13.
Oh, it's not far
Yeah,
off.
so ammonia is at 0, nitrates at 0, nitrate,
Yes.
that's fairly high. I'm at 37.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I wanted to keep somewhere between 25 and 30.
Yeah. It is interesting. I mean, a few years ago, if someone said that their nitrates in a tank that looked like this were around 25, 30, 35, people would have said, no way known.
Yeah.
When I think in the last 12 to 24 months, people's opinions of that have changed quite
Yeah.
drastically. And we're starting to realise now that you can have nitrates up above that with a stunning reef tank. And it's not quite the death wish that we all thought it was.
That's right. I mean, some corals actually like to have a high.
Yeah, they seem to respond to it in our tanks.
You know,
You drop it much lower than that, and they start to get a bit upset. So it definitely is something that I think has changed in the hobby over the last couple of years.
Agree.
And
Agree.
You see tanks like this, you can understand why that opinion has changed. With those sort of levels, what sort of maintenance are you doing on a tank of this size? And I mean, to be fair, this bio to keep things looking the way they are.
Like I said, I do have a bit of time to maintain and upkeep with the tank.
Yes.
I don't mind having a lot of hands-on with it because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Plus, it gives me something to do as well during my spare time.
Yep.
Let's
It's a
talk
hobby
about.
after all.
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's why we have these fish tanks. Water change, I do them twice a week at the moment because of the high nitrate.
Sure.
So, but I give my tank a good clean once every week and a half. That's siphon the sand bed, using the scraper to scrape the inside of the tank. But otherwise, I just use the flippers.
Like
once every 3 or 4 days.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. The sump, I haven't really done anything much to it. I did about a week ago. I did gave the refugium side a bit of a clean because it started building up like hair algae or something in it. So it just looked. That was the main reason why I cleaned it, and it looked messy and ugly as well. So, but apart from that, really, I'm due to. I want to do an ICP test.
ICP test.
I was waiting to hit the to hit the 6 month mark, and then I will get that done. So when I come back from the holidays, I'm gonna definitely have one done. And
I would hazard a guess looking at the tank that there's no elements out of whack in there. It's looking pretty good. I reckon if you had an explosion of aluminium or iron or something like that we'd see some detrimental effects in the tank. I'd say whatever your results come back with, maybe we should all aspire for that sort of level of water condition because it looks fantastic.
And water tests, Sam. I do one every 5 days.
Yep. So just keep on top of it.
Yeah, because again, due to the tank still being fairly young, everything's kind of up and over the place, this sort of thing. So once I find that what do you call it? The stableness of all the
sort of finds its groove and stays in a nice little stable patch.
Yeah, then I'll probably change it to maybe having a water test once a week instead of once every 5 days or once every 2 weeks. But I mean, I just want to make sure nothing that can go wrong really bad. If it's something small and minor, I can attend to it and get on top of it.
That's fair.
Sooner
You've
rather
clearly
than
put a
later.
lot of time, effort, and to be fair, money into this system. You don't want to sort of let it fall over without testing the water, and that you're invested in the tank at this stage, so you're going to continue to invest with the time to make sure it's all running nicely.
Yeah, look, speaking of that, like I'm fortunate to to try and keep it as simple as possible without all the high tech gadgets and equipment that you can think of that you can add it into your tank. Even though with that being said, it's still like I recall some of the questions that people were asking on our last YouTube on the water box, saying, "Oh, you didn't mention about the costs and the water change, this and that." Look, the cost is where I like to point out to have something this set up like this and as simple as you can see, it's still like a bit of a cost. We're talking about probably about $35,000 to have all this, But I mean, sky's the limit in this hobby, really. Like,
there's no shortage of ways to spend money, but there's not many ways to save money.
Well, look, I'm not saying you have to spend $35,000 to get something like this.
No.
You can
That's
spend
the
a
path
lot
you've
less.
gone,
You know,
and you can see where that investment has gone.
Yeah.
You've got high quality equipment and no shortage of beautiful livestock, and
Yeah,
it
that's
shows.
right. Yeah. You know, that's quite in with all corals, fish, and all the hardware, the tank, the lights. So, and then of course after that, the running costs of it.
Yes.
You know, your electricity, your water, your salt water, your RO, whatever it is that you need to add to it, and that's all on top. So it doesn't just stop here.
No,
But yeah,
it's not a buy and once and done.
No.
But the system looks fantastic, and you should be very, very proud with where it's at, particularly for such a young time frame. I'm really keen to see. I know when I said, Theo, I've heard your tank's looking absolutely cranking. I've got to come on a video of it, and you said, I was thinking more maybe at the year mark
Towards
or
the
a
end
bit
of the
later.
year, yes.
I'm more than happy to come back in another year's time and see where the system's at, because if you've done this in 5 to 6 months, I think everyone wants to see where it's at in 12 to 18 months. So we'll do another video then. I can't help but notice the lights are dimming. I'm here. You're meant to be eating dinner and spending time with your family, and I'm here making you wear a microphone and tell us all about your tank. So I'm going to wrap things up there, but I do just want to say thank you so much for allowing me over to film again. I really do appreciate it. I know how much time, effort, and money you put into this system, and I really think it needs to be showcased with the world, because it's a stunning tank and you should be very proud.
It's okay. So now, look, the next thing from here is just sitting back, waiting for your corals to take off and grow. That will be the next fun.
That's it. You've got plenty of coral in there now. Just give it another 6-12 months to really grow into. You get to the point where it's a nuisance and you got to trim it back. You'll have that big Achilles in there that'll be fragrant corals for you when it swims around. And your flame angel will probably keep some of the polyps nibbled back a little bit so they don't get too out of hand. And you can sit back and enjoy the view that I'm looking at right here, or even enjoying a nice little sit in front of the fire there and just sit back and enjoy this stunning peninsula. So well done, Theo. I think you've done a fantastic job, and yeah, well done, man. Keep it up.
No, thank you, Sam. Thanks for coming and video my new tank.
Pleasure. All right, guys, there you have it. That is Theo's Cade 1800 Peninsula, and I'm sure you can all agree with me what a spectacular system that is. Forget how long the system's been running for, because that just adds a whole extra layer of ridiculousness to it. But just appreciate the tank for where it is now. Even if it had been running for 5 years and looked like this, I would say it is an absolute dream tank. So to think that it has got there in as little as 5 to 6 months absolutely blows my mind, and I'm really keen to see how the system works for Theo over the coming year, 5 years, etc. from there, because I think he has set himself up for success, and I really look forward to seeing how that big tang load in that system gels with each other over time. Now, I will begin to wrap things up there, but I do just want to say, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, anything at all for either Theo, myself, or anything in general about the reefing hobby, feel free to pop it in the comment section down below. I do personally reply to each and every comment there, so it is by far the best way to get hold of me. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not give a huge shout out to these names on screen here. These are my channel members who are very, very generous and chip in a couple of dollars each and every month to make videos like this one possible. So a massive round of applause to each one of these names on screen. I really appreciate the support you guys do for the channel. If you do want to support the channel, but you don't have a couple of dollars to spare, fear not, you can subscribe for free. It will not cost you a cent today, tomorrow, anytime in the future. There is a subscribe button down there in the bottom corner. If you click that, it'll just tell the YouTube algorithm that you enjoyed this content and you want to see more of it. And it will also tell it to recommend these videos to other like-minded reefers out there. Now, I have nothing else to say other than I look forward to seeing you guys same time next week for more fresh reefing content. If you do have a tank that you think I could come and do a little tour on, like today and like last week, we checked out Blake's beautiful Cade as well, please do reach out. I'm desperate to get as many of these tank tours as we can, because as I touched on at the start of the video, this is my absolute favorite part of the channel. So please inundate me with tanks that I can come and do tours of. Anyway, guys, I'll wrap things up there. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, stay safe, keep reefing. Cheers, bye.